Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss about what is database, types of database and how to create, alter, drop and rename the database in a SQL server. So let's get started. What is database? A database is a organized collection of data stored in the computer system. Or you can say a database is nothing but a collection of components like a table, view, procedure, function and many more. At a physical level, a database can be seen as a sample of file, and a database is managed by the database management system. There are two types of database, relational database and non-relational database. In the relational database, data stored in a column and a row format like a Excel sheet. And in the non-relational database, the data is a schema-less. Now the most popular relational based database are MS SQL, Oracle, MySQL and PostgreSQL, while in the non-relational database are MongoDB, RedisDB, HBase, Cassandra and Neo4j. So now, without wasting a time, let's open a SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Now if you don't know how to install a SQL Server Management Studio, then I have created a dedicated video for that and I will provide a link in the I button. So let's open a SQL Server Management Studio. Now let's connect our server. Now as we discussed, the database is nothing but a collection of table, views, functions, stored procedures and many more. Now let's understand first the database. Now let me open the most popular tool, Excel. Now in the Excel, we have a workbook. Similarly, in the SQL Server, we have a database. Now, inside the workbook, we have a multiple sheet. Similarly, in the database, we have a table. Now, in an Excel, we can store a data in a column and row format. So, for example, ID, name. So now here in Excel we are storing data in a column and a row format. Similarly, in the SQL Server we are storing a data in a column and row format. So now let's create a database. So there are two ways to create a database in a SQL Server. Okay, either you can use a SQL Server Management Studio and using a GUI you can create a database, and second, using the SQL Server command. I will show you both approach to create a database. So let's first create a database using GUI option. So here, connect a database engine, right click on a database and create a new database. Give your database name. So first DB. Now here, as I said, a database is nothing but it's a collection of files. Okay, because internally the database create a files and the files are data files and a log file. Okay, and the extension is MDF and LDF. So without wasting a time, let me click the OK button. Now my database got created. Now internally all the data are stored in the file format. So how you can check? Go to the property, files, and here you can see there are two files are created, MDF and LDF. Okay, and the file locations are C drive, databases and data file. Let's quickly check. Inside the data file we have a first DB primary data file, and in the data file, in a log file, we have a first DB database transaction log file. So internally, whenever you create any tables, views, functions or index, by default all the data and schema store in the MDF file. Clear? Okay. Now let's create a database using the SQL Server command. So click on a new query, and here I am going to create a database using the SQL command. So let's do it. Create. Now the SQL command is a plain English language. So just type create database and your database name. So first DB using SQL, and just click a F5 button. So now here again my database got created. Let's refresh the database folder, and here you can see this database is created using SQL command. Okay, now let's discuss about some real-time scenarios. So whenever you create a database in your development, test or production environment, you should make sure that you should have at least a dedicated disk drive for your files. So whenever you create a database, you have a MDF file and log file. So you have to make sure that you should have a dedicated drives. Let's say for example, the MDF, all my MDF are stored in the D drive, or all the log files are stored in the log file. So you should have at least a different drives to improve the performance and improve the IO. So here I will give some example. Let's say you have you can design your server like this. A C drive is dedicated for OS, D drive is dedicated for the database file, MDF files, L drive for the log files, and B drive for the database backup files. Also, you can create a T drives for the temdb files, and you can create one more drive, I drive, for the index file, because in future if your database size is huge and you are creating the indexes in your database, you should have a separate drive for the index file also. So now this concept is advanced concept that I will cover in the future videos. So thank you very much. See you in the next video.